Now the other formula I'd like to talk about is in I guess it was E3, and I'm going to put it in E8. So let's look at that one real quick. So this is going to appear only if it's a 1, 3, or 5. So this one's different. I can't say anything greater than 1 or, I'm kind of limited. However, you do have several options. But I'd like to talk about the OR formula because this one you can actually use, when you're doing other things, and it's a really handy formula to know. So let's go back. So right now, we're just going to work with OR. So I'm going to put equals because I'm writing a formula, and it's going to be OR, and it's telling me a little bit about the OR formula. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see if it gives me some information. Well, it's not, so let's just type it out. Equals OR, and then I'm going to put an open parenthesis, and it tells me, okay, this is going to be a logic test, so where I can put several logic tests together. Now, when we did that first if statement, I only had one logic test. I was looking at J3 to see if it was greater than 1. But now let's see if J3 equals 1. So if J3 equals 1, right, that's my first logic test. I'd like to move on to my second logic test, so I'm going to put a comma. So now I know if J3 equals 3. And then I'd like one more. I'd like to know if J3 equals 5. Now I have an OR in front of it, so it can equal 1, or it can equal 3, or it can equal 5. There's another formula similar to this, and it's an AND. It wouldn't work. You're never going to have a 1, 3, and 5, but an AND is very handy in other occasions. So it's very important to know an AND and also an OR formula. So I'm going to go ahead and close that parenthesis, and I'm just going to click out. Right now I have 2 pound signs, and it's telling me that I don't have enough room in that cell. So I can just go ahead and make it bigger. And you can see it says true. So it's true because it equals the 3. It was 1, 3, or 5. So now let's update that. Let's put that in an if. So I'm clicking right in front of that OR, and I'm going to put if. Open paren. Now that whole OR statement, that's my logic test. I'm going to click at the end of it and put a comma. And you can see right here, it knows, okay, you finished your logic test. What happens if it is a 1, 3, or 5? Well, if it's a 1, 3, or 5, I want an L to appear. And if it does not equal one of those, I just want a quote, quote. I'm going to close it and then hit enter. And it's a 5, so I get that L. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about those two formulas. Again, on this one, you do not have to use an OR. It was just something I wanted to talk to you about because it's a great formula to know. You do have other options, but of course, this is one option. If you have questions, please email me at learn@vegetarianhomeschooler.com.